I don't just think it's financial services, but let's look at the issues that are facing the industry. 85% of people in work are disengaged because they're too stressed, they're working too many hours and they're not earning enough money. 2/3 of millennials and Gen Zs have got a side hustle going on to be able to bring extra money in. The number one reason why people leave jobs is because they are not getting enough learning and growth. And if you look at the global capital trends who've interviewed all of the senior talent leaders and CEOs, there's a belief in organisations that it's easier for people to find a new job in a new company than it is for them to get promoted within. You know, if you've got all of that context, then actually there's a lot against you, because if you can't retain your talent and if you can't grow your talent, if you can't give a career pathway, you know, there's not enough replacement of labour in the labour market. You know, there's not enough kids being born. The fastest growing sector is the 55-year-old plus, and you know, there's some prejudice against that sector, you know, that age sector. So there's a real job to be done here, and the real job is about how do we captivate people? You know, how do we allow people to bring personal flair, bring a personal touch, feel as though that they can innovate? You know, jobs are changing. They've gone from straightforward jobs to these kind of super jobs where people have to be digital, they have to understand data, they have to have flexibility in kind of all the things that they're doing, and that's real complexity for organisations. So it is possible, but you need modern leaders that can live and coexist in this new ecosystem of what the world of work is. They need to view themselves as kind of needing to kind of be broad and not just a specialist. So they need to equip themselves for these new super jobs that we're all going into. They need to be distinctive. I've interviewed, you know, we're hiring at the moment, and I've interviewed far too many people that don't really know the company that they're coming to be interviewed by, because they have an expectation of putting in a CV to 200, 300, 400 companies, so they don't really know who they're turning up for. So they need to know the company, they need to know why they want to work there. They need to know what they want from that job, and they need to ask questions that are memorable. They've got to stand out from the crowd. You know, most of the people they're indistinguishable. They need to come in and be brave in the interview process. They need to push organisations to say, what am I going to get from you? How are you going to progress my career? What can I expect my job to change into? What learning and development will I get? How can I participate in here in a meaningful way so that we're doing something good for society? And if that framework isn't, if they don't come in with that kind of framework or that attitude of mind of actually, I don't need to play it safe, I think that they'll just kind of sit in this kind of, you know, like big crowd of people that don't stand out. So stand out is my message for students. Do stuff that makes you stand out, and write better CVs. Their CVs are atrocious. Write a better, sharper, cleaner, marketable CV. It's not that they've not got the experience, it's just that reading their CV is drab.